Hey everybody, how you doing? Tom Barnes here. Stories from the 78, and every neighborhood has a story. Every block has a story. Have you ever gone out on a walk in a particular neighborhood and you just felt like energy? You just felt that vibe of a neighborhood. And I mean vibe, like not like now when everybody says vibes this and that, not that crap. But I'm talking about when you feel like almost like a hum of a neighborhood. Like I can think of like a neighborhood like Wicker Park when you're walking through and you see some of those old houses and you see the different doorways or the facades of the house. Or you go up to Albany Park and you see these big buildings that are like 32 flats, literally 32 flats of apartments in them, but it's all this terracotta and subway tile buildings. Each building, if you look close enough, has a story to tell through the very doorways that they have to present to the city and the world. And a local photographer has taken note. Check out this book right here. So this is Doorways of Chicago from my friend Ronnie Frey, who spent a lot of time photographing these specific doorways all over the city. 40 neighborhoods that they went through to check out all these different areas of the city. Over 100 photographs in this wonderful book. Ronnie, I welcome to the show now. How you doing?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I really enjoyed the book. I really did. Just the
Very
photos
cool.
in there are spectacular. They're from all over the city. But I imagine that this project of yours was a bit of a labor of love because you can't just go out and do it in like I guess you could do it in 2 days, but you probably want to get things that are meaningful or really touch on the soul of the city like you found in this book.
Yeah, no, it really came from 6 years now, but 5 years of exploring around different neighborhoods, and a lot of it during the pandemic, just to get out of the
Ah.
house. I would do like 4 to 6 hours days, like just exploring and letting the city take me where it took me. So that was super fun.
Where did the city take you, and why did it take you to these places? Like, what called you to these places that you eventually found yourself in?
I mean, sometimes I went there on purpose, like Pullman, for instance. The first time I went to Pullman, I'd heard all about it, and I love vintage, anything vintage I love. And historical. So, just, and since I went to Pullman the first time in 2019, I go there as much as I can because I just love that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I love the people there. I made friends with a lot of the people. And, other times it's just like, oh, I haven't been to Rogers Park yet. So I'm going to go there and see what that's like. And the cool thing is all these neighborhoods have their own personality and the architecture is different. And I just love it. It's amazing.
So there's 100 photographs in the book with
Right.
over 40 neighborhoods visited
Right.
ish, right? So
Yeah.
6 years, and you were right about Pullman. That is a very unique area of the city. I think an area that nobody talks about. And
Right.
if they do, it's for things that are probably not great. Except now, the narrative's changed with they're
Yeah.
doing the hotel. They got the
Right.
national park going on down there.
Right.
They're doing a lot in Pullman, but that is like the outskirts of the city. But man,
Yeah.
oh
No
man,
kidding.
there's a lot of history there.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know about the fight that the residents put up to save the town. It was going to be razed and, made into like an industrial park of some sort. And, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into saving that town. And the cool thing is I almost tried to find a house there, and like you can't. The home when people know that the homes are going to come available, they tell their friends, and then like they pick their neighbors.
It,
So, it's just like everyone wants to make sure that what is happening there stays happening there. So it's really kind of cool. I just love. There's no other neighborhood like that in the city for sure.
No, not at all. And a little bit of your background, if you would, you published this beautiful book. But what made you fall in love with specifically the doorways of Chicago to the point where you traveled? I mean, it was a pandemic project, but 40 neighborhoods is a lot. I mean, that
Yeah,
is a lot of time either on the expressway, the L, biking, walking, what have you.
most of it was trains and biking and then walking. But I have a car now, so I'm able to get to more. But most of that whole time, I did not have a car. So yeah,
Even
it
more
was public
impressive.
transit. And so I don't know. I'm an interior designer by trade, and I love cool doorways, just interior doorways. And I also like the philosophical meaning that the doorway can have. Like a portal into meditation or another
Mm-hmm.
chapter of your life. So it kind of has a deeper meaning for me. And then I was following an account on Instagram called Doorways of Paris. Her content is all still there, but she doesn't post anymore. But I mean, they're just phenomenal and they're really colorful. And I started noticing, like, hey, we don't have any colored doors here in Chicago. I mean, we do, but way fewer than Paris.
Sure.
And so then it would be like so I started taking photos and then I decided to start my account, Doorways of Chicago. And then it started to be like, when am I going to find a blue door? And so like just the hunt for just like, even colored doors is just fun. So it really became like, what I realized, it became my meditation because, the key to meditation is not to think. And even though it's kind of a weird meditation, I'm never thinking when I'm out. I'm just looking for cool things to photograph. And I come home after 4 to 6 hours and I feel like I've been on vacation. It's really amazing.
Oh, you're like a spirit animal of mine. I swear, because my wife will say stuff like, "You what? Like you get energized by being in the city?" I'm like, "Yes." And we're like, "Well, why?" And in my intro, I had spoke about, sometimes you go for a walk in a neighborhood, and it may not be a neighborhood that you are from or that you live in, but you walk down a particular street, and it could just be a ho-hum street, but there could be house or a vibe to that particular block, even where there's a
Right.
couple houses that just like you feel the energy from that house or a vibration.
Totally.
Like I said, it's
Yeah.
not like vibes, how people use the word vibes today, but more
Yeah.
of a
Right.
like a vibe though, where like that's what I love about the city.
Yeah.
It kind of breaks my heart we don't have that orangey glow at night anymore. It's all that really harsh LED lighting
Yeah.
and all the street lights,
Oh,
but like that kind of vibe, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And some of your
Totally.
doorways definitely capture that.
Cool. Thank you. I'm glad that comes through because I would look at some of my pictures and go, I wonder if people see what I see, like the coolness of the patina of this and just how it speaks to you and quiets you. And so that's really cool for you to say that that comes true. That makes me happy.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that somebody went through the trouble to create a doorway that had meaning other than just walking through outside to
Right,
inside or inside to outside.
right, for sure. I mean, you're going to find that's the case a lot of times. Like, even architects like celebrated the entrance to a building, and so we get to enjoy that, and especially through this project. But what I didn't realize in the beginning was that Chicago was going to be an endless supply of content for this.
I bet.
I can go down, I can be in the same neighborhood 6 times, 7 times, and feel like I've gone down every street. And then all of a sudden I'll go again and I'll be like, oh, I never saw this street.
I feel that way every day when I drive through the city. I'm like, how have
Yeah,
I never seen this? And I've lived in the
yeah,
city for the better part of, I grew up in the suburbs, but have lived properly in the city since I was 23 and I'm 46. And there's still things that I find and I'm like, how did I
yeah,
not know this was here?
right. One of my really fun little side note, and it's not a doorway, but it's a sign. I love vintage signs too. And down in Bronzeville one day, just tooling around. I love to walk down alleys. Those alleys have a lot of things in them that
Oh,
are
yes, they do.
quirky. And so there's this alley, and there's a bright red sign. It's old, like painted in the 50s. Kind of has that, you know, car repair kind of font,
Uh-huh.
car repair sign font. And it says, please, and please is like underlined, and there's an exclamation point, no pissing here, police order.
Police order.
I mean, and this is one of my biggest sellers as far as images go. Those people love it. They put it in their bathrooms. It's just so funny. And I'm just like, I wonder if anyone's ever seen this.
Well,
Notice
somebody
it.
certainly has. They just don't
Yeah,
read it or abide by it, apparently, but they've seen
yeah.
it.
It's really funny.
So when you in your travels, you said this was a span of 6 years post pandemic or during pandemic. What did you find yourself gravitating towards when you were doing this? Like, was there a type of, building that had a type of doorway, or was it just like some days you just found something inspiring, and then some days you didn't, and then 3 days
Yeah,
later you found something that you felt like you were on vacation in Paris?
yeah. I mean, it's all of the above. Some days I would go out and I would start to feel a little bit frustrated because I wasn't finding anything cool. But then I was like, okay, that's the wrong way to think. And I would just like turn it around and all of a sudden walk around the corner and there's something quirky and cool. And, it just is, I don't know, it feeds my soul. So like when I come to a point where I realize I haven't done it for a while, I just make the time and go do it again because one of my biggest sayings is always take the time to do the things you love. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, if we're not doing that, then what the hell are we doing, right? I
right,
mean,
right.
so and you're still doing this with the Instagram, you got the book, but is there a spot that you tend to go to more than others? Like, is there just an area of the city where you're like, man, oh man, this it's just gold in this area?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love Pullman. I love Hyde Park. Hyde Park
Oh yeah.
is just incredible. And you get this similar kind of aura in Hyde Park as you do Pullman, kind of that old, especially when you're walking around, you see some of these apartments that you can like actually see into with big like warehouse windows. And uh, I was even in a few of them when I was doing interior design work, like they were professors and like they have hidden bookcases and all this cool stuff.
Like out of the
And
movie
so
Clue.
yeah, and so those two neighborhoods, Old Town is another favorite. Just and I give walking tours in the city too. So I mean, those Old Town, I give a tour, and there's more history there than probably all the other neighborhoods in my tours, even though there's chock full on all of them. But in Old Town, there's I swear to God, I've given that tour so many times, and people that even in the neighborhood, and most every person on the tour has never heard of the things that I tell them.
Give me an
And
example. Now
so
you brought it up. Now I want to hear one of these, just because I'm a Chicago nerd. So please humor me.
on North Curly Court, it's a tiny little block, and the street was never widened because of landmarking, and you can barely fit down. Driving down a car through the middle with cars parked on both sides, you can barely fit down it without scraping a car. So it's got that charm. It's got all kinds of flowering trees, and all kinds of famous people live there that you probably don't know their names, but you know their work, like Haddon Sonny Sunbloom. Uh, he was a graphic designer. He made the Quaker Oats Man. He made
Oh
Aunt
wow.
Jemima. He made the Coca-Cola Santa. And then also on the street was an early filmmaker, George Spoor. And he started a company with Gilbert Anderson, who was Bronco Billy. And it was SNA, is the name of the studios. And it was ESSANAY, but it was the combination of the initials of their last two names, S and A. And they did one and two reelers, silent films, and they founded Gloria Swanson. They founded Charlie Chaplin.
Wow.
Charlie Chaplin starred in, produced about 16 of their movies. And so George Spoor lived on that street, and it said that he had to put the reels in his ice box in the basement to preserve them. So that guy lived there, and then Rand McNally lived there.
Like the Rand McNally?
Yeah, and
Oh my God. I had no idea.
yeah, so this Eugenie Street is one of the streets that borders it, and there's a really cool building, a four-story apartment building that's built on the opposite side of the street that the people I was just telling you about lived on. And there's four doors, and they have carved in the limestone above Isabel, Erminy, Edgar, and Oliver. And
Hmm.
this was Daniel Crilly, who the street is after. This is his four children. He was a developer. And
Ah.
then then there's two more doors on the side streets. One says Florimond, the other one says Eugenie. Eugenie Street was named after the French Empress Eugenie, who was Napoleon's wife.
Oh.
And then the Florimond guy fought in the Battle of Waterloo with Napoleon and Eugenie. And he inherited the land, lived there for a while, sold it to Daniel Crilly eventually, right when the big boom in the late 1800s was going on. And prior to that, it was the farmland of his Florimond's brother, Charles. So etched into these doorways in limestone forever is the story of how Chicago went from farmland to bustling city. It's just, and you look at these names and you go, what are those names? But I researched it and I found these stories, and it's just like, you have got to be kidding me.
That is wild. Oh my
Yeah, so
gosh.
wild.
So you said you're an interior designer. You also are now a published author, photographer, and you give tours. What else do you do, Ronnie?
So I also do a lot of social media content creation for local companies and different brands. I just got back from a Route 66 trip, and I'm doing some content for a tourism board. So I don't know. I kind of turned it into, at first it was all just photography on my account and strictly doorways.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started to realize that I could monetize this, and I wanted to get into content creation. So I just kind of subtly move it over to that every now and then. But I still go back to doorway photos too because I still love them.
And you still
And
do
also too, it's kind of like for me, it's like doorway. It's like for me, it's like the doorway of my life. What I'm doing now, it's like I'm moving into these other areas. So again, it's kind of like I don't even care if nobody gets that. It's just like the meaning to me.
No,
you
yeah,
know?
well, you're
Yeah.
doing it for you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the photographs behind you, I assume those are yours?
Yeah. So this is a show I have in my. I do different exhibits in my gallery here at the Fine Arts Building, and this one's called
Oh,
Gobs of Ghost Signs. So I don't know if you know what ghost signs are, but it's old signs that are painted on the side of buildings where they've faded over the years, and the
yeah.
company no longer exists. So I found out what those were a couple years ago and became obsessed with finding those. And you start to, when you realize what they are, you start to see them all over buildings downtown Chicago, and those all have unique stories too. So maybe there's a ghost sign book coming up too. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic. So you said you're at the Fine Arts Building right on Michigan
Yeah,
Avenue?
right.
Yeah, that is one of the most fantastic buildings. That building itself, I interviewed somebody who wrote a book about that entire building last year.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, right.
and it's a fantastic book. But we're talking about your book, The Doorways of Chicago. Do you have, speaking of, you have a gallery, but do you have any signings or anything with the book coming up that people can just, bend your ear a little bit, talk to you about your book, and maybe perhaps get a signature?
Yeah, so there's the actual launch of the book, which the public is invited to this Friday at 6 o'clock here in the Fine Arts Building on the third floor. And then there'll be a
Oh,
signing after that. And then I have I have a solo show right down in the second floor art gallery here in this building too, and that's moving over right after this launch to the Radisson Hotel in the Aqua Tower, and I'm going to be their artist in residence for 6 months. So
oh, congratulations.
yeah, thank you so much. And they're really excited about the show moving over there. And then if you go to my website, on the homepage, there is a list of all the other book signings coming up. So there's one at the Treehouse Museum, there's one
Oh,
at Barbara's Books and at Macy's and uh, Hinsdale Historical Society, Union League Club. There's a bunch of them. And people keep coming out of the woodwork asking too. So I'm so honored that my work resonates with people, and I'm so happy that like it inspires people and makes people happy like it does me. It's just a really cool thing.
it is a really cool thing. And I am one of those people. I nerded out over the book. So I encourage people. What's the website people can go to?
Doorwaysofchicago.com. Yep.
Doorwaysofchicago.com.
And
Well,
then there's
Ron,
a shop tab. Yep.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
A shop tab that you can click on, and it's there.
Well, so in the big event though, this Friday, if people want to come out and see you and maybe take a picture of the book with the pictures, right?
Yeah.
And get a
Right.
signature.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Ronnie, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me.